it's Jay from I Wander UK, day 16 of the Southwest Coastal Path, and left Porth Coffin about 20 minutes ago, trying to get through to Newquay the other side today. Weather can't make up its mind what it's doing. It says it's going to rain, but it's looking clear out to sea, so let's see what happens. Along the top of Porthmere, easy walk, stride, but try and have a look over the edge, just because some of them are spectacular with the holes and stuff in. Really worth looking. Don't get too close. That could be Newquay in the distance. So there's obviously a bit of building town, and Newquay is massive, but looks that way. Surf's coming in on Morgan Porth. Left Morgan Porth behind me. Fairly straightforward and fairly easy going. Minor up and down strolls. Dropped down into Morgan Porth, had a cup of coffee, and now on the way to Watergate Bay, which is about 2.5 miles away. So let's have a look and see what we can see. Not sure if this first one's Watergate Bay, don't think so. But that's definitely Newquay in the distance there. Bay now, right in the middle. The beach is massive. Some idea of scale. You can see the size of the people there in the middle, and it's still going on and on and on. Looking back to Porth, which is about 1.25 miles from Newquay. Walking through Newquay now, the wind's still up, but I've stopped to get something to eat. What can I say about Newquay? I used to come here about 35 years ago, and it seemed a little bit more like a little town then, but it seems full of coffee shops and other sorts of shops. Not as nice as it used to be, but I don't know. Like I say, I'm just flashing through and making my way out to Fistral Beach now. Coming through the main part of the town, which I don't really like towns at the best of time anyway. This morning was very cloudy and blowing, facing the wind, so even though the scenery was quite good. I didn't get many pictures, but the sun's popped its head out now, so hopefully we'll have a nice afternoon. The river Gannel is at high tide, so I've got to cut inland. It's going to add another little bit on, so we'll see how we get on. View back from where we walked this morning. Zooming a bit, there's Porth, I think, just going into the estuary there. Coming out, walked all the way down from there. Porth buffing right out there. Pretty little harbour here. Surprising the difference an hour makes with the weather. Literally an hour and a half ago I was waiting to get wet. You could see the clouds coming in off the sea, black and everywhere, just almost facing the inevitable. I've just stopped and had a quick bite to eat, come out and now the sun's out. Views are a lot clearer, just crazy amazing. I used to come down to Newquay about 35 years ago. God, crikey, it seems a long time surfing, but I only ever spent a day in it. But it seems a lot more, it seems bigger and a lot more shops and arcades now. Sort of not my sort of thing. There you go. Walking out the other end of town now towards Fistral Bay, famous for its surfing obviously. The one advantage of Newquay, I guess, is there's plenty of shops and places you can get across the price range of places to eat. So, you know, I've missed out on a lot of different places. So when I've got there, everything is closed and there's nowhere to get food. So I shouldn't really complain because it's not my cup of tea, but I have a lovely cup of tea here. So get out to Fistral, walk along. Unfortunately, the Gannel's at high tide, so I'm going to have to walk inland a bit. So going to add a little bit to my journey, a couple of 3 miles maybe, and try and work my way around there. I'm trying to get to Norfolk Bay, so we'll keep pressing on. Fortunately enough, I had an early start this morning, literally started at 8 o'clock, so it's about 2:30, 2:45 now. So hopefully I'll get enough time to find a pitch. Just that I thought 20 years ago I came down here for a couple of days surfing to celebrate finish university, and ended up staying for like 6 days, and we parked literally down the road opposite and stayed there for 6 days, which was quite cool, just sleeping in the van overnight. Brilliant time. When you consider the beginning of Newquay's just up there, and we parked down there for like 6 days. Had a great time surfing. It's always a little bit weird when you revisit places. I remember I was a youth worker at one time. I used to bring groups down there surfing, you know, never experienced the sea and stuff like that. It was full of small little places where you could get really cheap down here. Now it's been sort of trendy-ised, I guess. It's become a little bit more upmarket, but spot the verb now. Obviously, the golf course on the left-hand side as you're approaching Fistral Beach, if you're into that. I suppose you couldn't wish for a better outlook to the Atlantic, which I'll show you in a minute. Quick shot of the Headland Hotel as we walk down to Fistral. There's the golf course on your left hand side. Like I say, you couldn't get a better view out for the Atlantic, could you? Those waves coming in today. Again, I don't want to be too nostalgic, but this building in front of me 30 odd years ago was never built, and it seemed a lot more, I don't know, local and friendly then. It seems to have just priced itself out of the market, but that's just me. Looking out to Fistral now, and it's certainly blowing. You can probably hear it, even though the sun's out and it feels good. The wind's really whipping the flags around, and it's actually chilling, quite chilling considering putting my hat on. The surf is really crashing out there now. get onto those rocks there. So bouncing off those rocks. Coastal path sign brings you on a little track. As you can see, there's a fence. The golf course is on one side, and you're running literally along the length of Fistral Beach. Just the other side of those bushes. I'm not sure you'll be able to see it. No, I won't be able to see it, but it's blocking the wind a little bit. I'd love walking along the beach, but I'm not sure I do with a rucksack and big boots on. So we'll part with this for now. At the other end of Fistral Beach now, as you can probably tell, you can hear the wind when you come out from behind the shade. There's the Headland Hotel. Famous Fistral Beach, well known for surfing. Mount Kintyre, and then over the Gannel somehow. Like I said, the temperature's really dropping today. One thing I guess I'm thankful for, that I'm not on the edge of some cliff trying to get up some steps with the wind trying to snatch me off, because this keeps spinning me. It's getting strong all the time. It's not as bad as I've seen, but it's strong enough. Found a way down to the footbridge that's going over the Gannel. Unfortunately, it runs alongside the main road leading into Newquay on the south end, I guess, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, but we've got it. I always knew it was going to be a problem. I try and get somewhere to camp overnight, and I need to be outside of town so it's quiet. I either stay outside of town so I can walk into a village or something in the morning to get some meat, or eat and then walk out the village. But Newquay was always going to be a problem at the end of the day, and it just has. But I'd rather bite it, get it over and done with today, rather than face it tomorrow morning. Having walked all the way around to the bottom to this footbridge to get across this side of the Gannel, I've just been advised by one of the locals that it's coming in really deep, and I have to get prepared to get my feet wet. And there's something called the basin, which just floods out anyway. So yeah, we'll see. Let's just, I can't do much about it. I've committed now already one way, but I think I can see what she's talking about ahead. You can see where the water comes up to and where it is already. She said I'm going to get my feet wet, but how wet? She said even if you get past this bit, the basin will be flooded out and you won't be able to get through that, but we'll see. If you look to the left hand side of the path here, it's not very reassuring when you can see all this green plantage, where you realise that that's potentially the high tide mark. So there's no way of getting out of it. Even if it comes in, there's no way of getting away from the river. So let's keep pressing on and we'll find out. It's the only way. As you can probably tell, I didn't make it. I was walking along these footpaths, and then it got to the stage where there's a little type, looked like a little stream, maybe 3 or 4 foot wide, but a couple of foot deep. And what I think that local woman was referring to is the basin, which is further up there, which is flooding right the way across. There's nowhere to hit, even though it looks like a bit of grass down there, but you can still see the slimy green stuff, seaweedy type stuff on the side. But fortunately, I managed to walk back 10 minutes and found this little bit of woodland. I'm going to get up here and try and clear a patch before the rain starts. The rain's clouded over as well, just to add it, and it's really dropping, so I'm going to bed down here for the night. Sorry there wasn't so many pictures earlier on. So the wind and stuff today, it does make me forget. I'm pacing along and trying to see where I'm going and navigate. Not that you need to navigate that much on this particular route. And then just forget to take pictures, because you're looking at the views and then forget to take pictures. I'll do better next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. This is Jay from I Wander UK. Day 16. I'm just the other side of Newquay, Penpole, which is on the Gannel River. Make sure you research before you get here. Not not sure if I was aware of this, that I thought the problem was just coming across it, and when I found the footbridge I thought I was doing alright. But this is the footpath you're following, centre of the screen now, and you can see that local was right. I would have never made it. I would have been stuck up there. I'm glad I came back when I did. Walked back for about 10 minutes and I managed to find just a little bit of a path going back up through there, and I'm pitched up here. End of day 16. Needed to get to Newquay. Aiming to get to Newquay, but I'd like to have got to Quantock Beach, but the River Gannel caught me out. But I'm safe and sound, tucked up in the woods just behind me there, so I'm not grumbling. Even though the sky is clear, the rain held off, but it's cold now. It's 10 to 5, like I say, and it's cold. I've got my jacket on, so I'm getting some warmth back inside me. But yeah, I would have never made it. Just another couple of miles I'll have to add on tomorrow. Oh well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you another time, hopefully. Looking at the river, like I said, it's 10 to 5 and it's still coming in. So going on that theory, let's say another half an hour or so. I was told it is a high tide. Well, that gives me a chance in the morning to get up and pack away, and then hopefully it'll be on its way down. Yeah, it may be so good to get through up here where I need to get. Hold on a sec, see if we can zoom in a little bit on this. Up here, where the footpath disappeared there. Hopefully let that dry out a little bit and I'll be on my way tomorrow morning. So I need to catch up a little bit, but nothing drastic, hopefully, just a couple of miles. So wish me luck. Sitting here just pondering the day, and I was just thinking isolation on this side of the river in a good way. I'll show you what I mean. On this side, literally nobody can get down either side of this footpath till the tide comes down, which I guess they'll do tomorrow morning. But on the other side, look how built up it is. All of them houses, they're all sitting in there watching TV, playing on the computers, cooking a tea. Thousands of people, and there's just little me on this side. It's quite amazing.